And we welcome you back to Jackson County Basketball 2025 Media Day. Skyline Varsity Boys now with Coach McGill and two seniors, Brody Berninger and Chandler Hurt. Coach, tell us a little bit about the Varsity Boys for 2025-2026.
Varsity Boys this year, going back to mantra, I think this year it's belief. They've been very lucky, these two and the rest of our seniors and juniors and underclassmen. They've been really lucky the last 2 years. They've got to play with arguably some of the best players to come through Skyline in a long time. And so now it's their turn, and there's no drop-off at Skyline. We talk, Coach McGill talks about it all the time. We don't rebuild, we reload. And I think they've got to understand that when we reload with them, they're just as effective as anything we've had in the last few years. And I think that was been the big thing this summer, is getting them to believe, like, hey, we're going to be okay. Losing Will Avens and Scott York, county MVP, co-county MVP, and Will Avens, all-county player, all-area player, and Scott York. I think it was very similar for them, losing Bryant and Zaire and Jayton and all those others that they had before them. It's just constantly having to get them to believe, like, hey, we're just as good as these guys are. And so I believe I told Chandler this one of the first days. I said, hey, man, you've been here for 2 years. You haven't got a lot of RC minutes, but you played against the county MVP the last 2 years. So I think you can figure it out. And I mean, you get to play against the best team in the county for the last 2 years. So I think you've got some pretty good reps in.
Coming off a 22-8 record, which a lot of people would like to have, what's the most important thing that you've worked with the boys over the summer?
Really just figuring out what their roles are going to be. Some of them are coming in, Brody and Christian and Noah West, who had more varsity minutes than some last year. They're figuring out how to step up and give more. And then the ones that didn't get as many varsity minutes last year, they're figuring out where they fit in and kind of how to make this puzzle look so pretty. And that's been the biggest thing with them, just figuring out everybody's roles, again, belief in themselves and each other, and really just figuring each other out, because I think that's any team. We've got to figure out where the pieces fit, how they fit, and when they're going to fit into where. And that's been the biggest thing for us.
Most years, it seems like it's difficult to replace what you lose to graduation. You mentioned, reloading. How much are you depending on these two seniors and other players on your team for leadership on a team that's, again, replacing key players?
Tremendously. I think I've given this talk to Brody for the last 3 years, and I'm sure he's sick of hearing it. But we always, I can't remember what coach I heard it from, but they always said, coach-led teams are good. With a team with no leader, they're not very good. A team that's led by their coach, they're going to be pretty good. But a team that's led by the players, those are the great ones. And I think that's these two guys vocally on the court. They give us everything they have every single day. I don't question any day we come onto the court. I don't question that they try their best to be a leader. Now, are they perfect? Absolutely not. But they do everything they can to be the best leaders that they can possibly be for us.
Jason?
Guys, when you look around and you see what you have back, you guys have played together. You know the deal at Skyline. They're expecting you guys to be good again. How does that, when you see that belief in the community, how does that foster belief within your own ranks?
It certainly helps. It really does. I mean, with what we've lost, that's great. But the fact that the people that are in the stands believe in us, that just fuels our fire. It really gives us a chance to look at each other and say, we got a chance to do whatever we want. We just have to be as a team, or come together as a team and believe it ourselves.
We got to definitely believe in each other, believe the whole team. We got fans behind us. They got our back. I think we're going to be pretty good.
Mentioned with the girls, the passion that Skyline has for basketball. Does that get your juices flowing when it's time to tip things off?
Yeah, for sure.
Talk about that.
Me as a person, You can go all the way back to any sport I've ever played. I am a full effort kind of person. This is a quote from Mac and Coach Dylan Knight. They know that Chandler's going to run into a wall. Or if we tell Chandler to run into a wall, he's going to figure out a way how to do it. And I believe that's not just something I do, but something our whole team. Every day in practice is a fight. We get mad at each other. We want to fight. We want to swing. That's how passionate it is. And when we do that with our own guys, I cannot imagine how good we're going to be when we come together and we're doing that against other teams.
Yeah, we definitely push each other really hard every day in practice. We make each other be the best. So
there's not only coach accountability, there's player
yeah.
accountability.
Yeah, we're definitely ready.
How do you guys played a lot this summer, and I know when I talked to Craig, he really liked how you guys performed and played. Well, what did you see this summer, and kind of how do you see the team, the roles and stuff that he mentioned coming together?
Well, the people we lost, we definitely doubted ourselves. Definitely. I know I did. And then we started playing, and I'm like, we're going to be pretty good. And the younger ones stepping up, Wes stepping up, me and Christian becoming the roles on the team. We're stepping up. This dude beside me stepping up, and we're just working every day.
For sure. I mean, we had doubts. Especially after losing two great scorers in Will and Scott, we thought our problem was going to be putting the ball in the hole. During the summer, we had no problem with that. But our problem is we have to come together as a team and lock in on defense, and we are doing that great so far in practice. We are really coming together as a full team instead of good at offense, okay at defense, good at defense, okay at offense. I'm really surprised and really happy with what we've done in practice, and I cannot wait to put it on the court.
Coach, what kind of basketball, are you going to play a different style of basketball this year than you played in the last, or is it going to be typical Skyline Viking basketball?
Typical Skyline Viking basketball. We're going to aggressive, disruptive, dominant on defense, and then we're going to play fast, smart, and together on offense. I mean, that's just the Skyline basketball way. When we first got there, we had to teach them what a good shot was, and then after that, I mean, it was they knew how to. That's all they do. I mean, they play basketball at Skyline, and so that was the biggest thing our first year. And then now it's just kind of figuring out what to run, what shots to get who, and I mean, it's pretty simple when you got these guys on offense. Defensively, like they mentioned, we're going to play Skyline basketball defense. Some of them aren't used to that, just playing in the JV roles. They don't understand that it's got to be for the full game. They might have came in and guarded when they did, and then when they didn't, it was okay because we pull them out and then come sit down beside me. But there's going to be no difference. We're going to get up and down. We're going to play fast. We're going to let them be basketball players as long as it's within our system.
What's the strength of this team?
The strength of this team is probably tenacity. These guys have been role players their whole life, and like Brody and Chandler talked about stepping up, they were the tenacious guys. They were the guys that came in every day and pushed those starters to get better in practice. They were those guys that came in and got the minutes, defending, grabbing the rebound, taking the charge. And so now I've got a team full of those guys. And it's easy. Now I've got to get them to do the skill level stuff on basketball, shooting, scoring, playing defense, guarding the best player, knowing scouting reports and things like that. But tenacity is going to be this group's big strength this year.
Brody and Chandler, the loss to area rival Oakwood, does that burn in your gut as you enter the season?
Oh, yeah. I want to call this season revenge season.
It's all we talk about. It is all we talk about.
I actually had to get on to Brody in class the other day because he was watching on YouTube in my class.
Jason?
Just break down the area. I mean, it's, you guys have had so much success in no matter what area it is, but it's always been a competitive area, and now you've had, I think you and Oakwood have played in the regional finals twice in the last 3 years, and I know, Woodville and Ider and Valley Head are trying to elevate their programs. Just what do you see out of the whole area?
I mean, us in Oakwood, obviously, we're going to compete and we're going to be up there. But the coaches they brought in to Valley Head, to Ider, to Woodville, I mean, those guys do a really, really good job. And it's not getting any easier whatsoever. It's getting harder every year. I feel like it's getting harder and harder. And talking about those old stories, sometimes, they'll be, oh, well, that should be. I'm like, no, it's not. They've got this kid, and coach is running this, and I got to figure out how to stop it. And me and Coach McGill are butting heads on how we should guard this. And it just gets harder and harder every year. But these guys step up to the challenge, and they embrace it. I mean, like Brody said, they're calling it the revenge season. But they embrace it. And it's so much fun. This area, I mean, there's a respect to the rest of them, but there's also that competitive edge where we want to go out there and we want to dominate every single team we play.
If you were writing a paper preseason, would revenge season be the topic? Be the title of it?
I don't know if it'd be revenge season for me. I'm not a headline guy, but to these guys, it feels that way. To me, it's just belief. That would be the headline. Belief that we can get there, because that's been the biggest issue that we've had with these guys. Again, attitude, effort's there every single day with these guys, but it's just been belief and just getting that doubt out of your head, because we're just as good as any team that we've had in the last 3 years that I've been here. So,
Chandler and Brody, what part of your game do you want to most have improvement on this year?
Certainly for me, I mean, I've been on JV the past 3 years, and I mean, I'm realistic. It's going to be hard for me to get used to it, but personally, my rebounding is my biggest strength, and I want that to be. That's what they bring me in for. Craig and Coach McGill and Coach Mack, Coach Lumpy, all of them. They brought me in for the senior talks. They looked at me and said, "Set screens and rebound," and I said, "Yes, sir." So that is definitely the part of the game that I want to improve. I want to go in every day, look at the biggest guy, and say, "You're mine."
Well, everybody knows I can shoot. That's my biggest strength.
Can you improve on that?
Yes, I can. So what I've been trying to work on is my finishing and my defense. That's the biggest two things I've been trying to work on.
All right, Jason, have anything else?
You guys, you've had all this success. You've seen it. What are to y'all are just the base fundamental things that you guys need to do that you're back in Jacksonville trying to get to Birmingham?
Certainly, it's been a wild ride the past few years, but honestly, the only thing that's changed is who's on our team. We're still the same when it comes to coming together as a team, but that's something you can always improve on. The morality, the what is the word? Standard. Holding the standard that is Skyline basketball, not just on the court, but off the court. That is the standard, and that's what we want to uphold.
Yeah, we're just like he said, hold the standard, but losing that game, that burned, that hurt. Mm-hmm. So I want to be back this year playing the same dudes again.
Coach, sum up what you feel like is going to happen on November 11th.
I'm super excited for this group. I really just want them to get out there and to let it out on someone else. Like they said, they're coming to blows and going at it in the weight room. They're just competitive, man. I mean, it's constantly stop, hey, quit, all right, we get it, shut up. But I'm really excited to see it come to fruition and on the court, and let somebody else deal with it for once instead of me having to calm everybody down.
All right. Well, good luck to y'all this year. Tanner McGill, coach, Brody Berninger, senior guard, Chandler Hurt, senior forward. We wish y'all the best of luck in reaching Jacksonville and beyond.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.